I want to share with you why I walked away from the Democrat Party and why I recommend you do the same. This is a very important message to everyone that loves and cares about America and all of the people in America. Don't let America fall into the wrong hands any further. My name is Lee Bain. I am a Christian, pro life, Marine Corps veteran, conservative Republican who loves America. I was never involved with politics at all until I heard that finally Donald Trump was going to run for president. Actually, I didn't get involved in politics until after Trump's announcement because of the never ending negativity I kept hearing over and over again after his announcement. For decades, people kept asking Trump to run. I wanted Trump to run for years because I was tired of the politicians and all of the lies about we will do this and we will do that and never doing anything they said they would do. The United States needed to be ran like a business, in my opinion. Now, at this time, I was a Democrat and I voted for those who I thought were going to be the best choices, not relying on party lines or anything else like that, but in order to vote for Trump, I had to change parties because I knew I wanted to vote for President Trump. Even though, as we know, there was a plot not to let him get elected and later to get him impeached twice. By the amazement of everyone in the know, he was elected President of the United States of America by the people of the United States of America, thanks to the electoral college and not just the popular vote. Now, here is the pivotal moment that got me to where I am today, where I am so deeply concerned about the fact our country is very close to becoming socialist, communist country, and in my personal opinion, even on the brink of World War III. I did not join the active duty Marine Corps because I was forced to. I joined for the love of our country and to protect our rights, freedoms, and beliefs. My concerns have grown more and more since that day in 2015, which I decided to support President Trump in his run for President of the United States. I will go over just a few of the other deeper concerns I have in a moment, but never did I think in my wildest imagination that things would be so out of control and so concerning that I have since found myself having to give my alternative thoughts on so many topics that should concern every single American. The reason for having to share my thoughts is one of my biggest concerns in America today. That reason is the attempt to completely silence free speech. I have seen free speech and straightforward talking points get erased from public view since Donald Trump came down that golden escalator in 2015 to announce he was running for president. That is the pivotal moment that forced me to walk away and ultimately got me to where I am today. It is amazing what has happened since that day. Let me explain a little bit further. Prior to Trump announcing he was going to run for president of the United States, he was loved by everyone. He was admired by everyone from individuals, businesses, rappers, and actors, all the way to TV producers, in which they even created shows like The Apprentice, which was a massive hit. All of them ask over and over again for well over a decade, when are you going to run for president? But he kept saying they will fix it, they will get it right. But the politicians, the other presidents, never did. So he finally said he was going to run. Anyway, from that point to today, he went from being admired to hated overnight. Here is how I noticed something strange going on that caused me to leave the Democrat Party forever. Now, I used to listen to CNN for my news, and it used to be the go to place to get the latest But all of a sudden, I noticed absolutely everything CNN said about Trump was negative. But I kept listening during the entire campaign process, and even about 15 days after Trump's inauguration, and still everything was negative, but not just negative. To me, it was all lies. I was thinking, how can this be? How can everyone that admired him before now say all of this negative stuff about him? I started looking at news elsewhere. Same thing. Over time, I went to social media. Same thing. Here's what I noticed. Everyone in the mainstream news talked about Trump, that they would only say negative and completely ignore other stuff that would even, and they would even avoid having people on the news that would talk about other topics. On social media, it was even worse. They would not show posts of alternative thought and even close accounts completely, which is what they did to so many prominent people, including Trump's own Twitter and other accounts. Now, understand, this is the President of the United States of America. So, and if they could do that to the President of the United States, they can do it to anyone. And they have. Since then, a lot has happened, including Elon Musk recently bought Twitter, and he's turning it back into a more free speech platform. And he is even exposing all of the lies and mistruths that have been told for so many things out there, especially the January 6th protests, which are the average American doesn't even realize that there was no insurrection, and is becoming more and more clear that federal government, the actual federal government, may have been involved from the top down in that January 6th situation. So there are a few other reasons I am concerned about America and why I felt that I left the Democrat Party. So here's a few of them. It is because the Democrat Party supports all of these and so much more. Number one, I've talked about it, eliminating free speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot allow free speech to be eliminated. The main thing here is the fact that no one, no government, no entity should erase free speech. They should not block free speech. And then not only that, they should stop labeling things as misinformation. Let the speech come out, whether you agree with it or not, even if it's hate speech. Unfortunately, that is free speech. And let the people decide, period. That's the way it needs to be. Number two, wanting to control the American people by mandating businesses get closed and forcing mask and vaccine mandates against the will of the people. So the biggest thing here is the fact that the Democrats want to control, they love power, they love money, and that's what you learn about when you really do your real research on what the heck is going on. How do they maintain control? Well, look at, is it true? Yes. Mandating everything get closed. Never happened before. Then they mandate wearing masks, social distance. Then they mandate, guess what they mandate as well? Getting an unproven and untested vaccine, a shot that you can put into your body that will alter your DNA, and it is irreversible. And all at the same time ignoring the fact that you have an immune system. It was just amazing. That's just some of it. Number three, eliminating God from the American way of life by keeping liquor stores open but closing churches during the pandemic, plus literally eliminating God from our upper levels of government. Never, holding up your hand and saying, "So help you God." They're trying to get rid of that, not saying the Pledge of Allegiance and things like that. All of that is bad. Okay. Number four, open border policies. Without a border, without the wall that Trump actually paid for, was going to be finished already. It would have been done, but Biden stopped it. Without that, without a wall, without a border, we don't have a country. Very important we fix that. Stoking hatred and promoting racism, that's a big problem out there. Promoting, thinking that the public schools know more about caring for our children than the parents do. That's another big one. And then promoting things like CRT, critical race theory, and pornography in our schools and libraries. It's horrible. So all of these things are some of the main things that really concern me. There's a lot more. I can go over them, but this video is long enough. I'm sure you'll agree. There are so many more. We'll get into those in my other videos if you subscribe and like my channels and other social media accounts. So now, it has been over 6 years since President Trump won, and now, unfortunately, we have an imbecile in the White House by the name of Joe Biden. He, with the help of his leadership, if you want to call it that, in our corrupt government, the swamp, and the mainstream media and big tech, they have been trying their best to destroy America from the inside out, and they are succeeding. Even though in so many inside and outside of the government tried to destroy President Trump by lying about everything regarding the Russia hoax, all of the two impeachments. It's all lies. Hunter Biden's laptop was real, but they said it wasn't. And then the January 6th, and there's so many more things. They have failed because of their lies. Now, the truth is coming out, thanks to Elon Musk, the new owner of Twitter, and all of the patriots like myself and people like Black Conservative Patriot, the Officer Tatum, Diamond and Silk, who unfortunately lost Diamond recently, but her legacy will continue, and of course, the Walk Away campaign. To this day, I do not understand why people and the media have been so hateful to our president of the United States. I consider President Trump the best president of the United States in my lifetime of 54 years because we are all Americans and we live in America and we should want the best for America and its citizens, thus MAGA, right? The Democrats are trying to say MAGA is bad. Who in the right mind would say make America great again is a bad thing? Okay? Bottom line is you want your country to be awesome, strong in every way possible, and that's what it really is about. So it is imperative that you all truly educate yourselves with the truth so you can have an educated opinion. Prior to the 2022 midterms elections, I saw a street reporter asking college students very simple questions about who they're going to vote, who they're voting for. On the Republican side, it seemed that the people were educated. But on the Democrat side, they were simply saying that they were going to vote Democrat simply because that was either their way that they voted before, or they were voting that way simply because their parents told them to. Neither of which is a valid reason to vote Democrat, especially if you want the best for your life in America. You should want to educate yourself on what's going on and make decisions on who's running based on what they've done, really, not just what they say they're going to do, because they usually don't tell the truth, and it changes once they get into office. So I invite everyone that truly wants to be free, be successful, believe in less government and more power to the people, less regulations, and those that love America to walk away from the Democrat Party. They are power hungry and they want control, and you shouldn't want that. You should walk away. And if you love America, you should vote Republican all the way. Republicans aren't perfect, but they're way on the better side than the Democrat Party. With that said, I wish you all the best. Walk away. God bless America.